Now, the Anambra governorship election is scheduled to hold on November 6th this year. This Saturday, Nigeria's main opposition party, the PDP, will be conducting its primaries to determine which candidate will emerge as its flag bearer. Well, for more on this, let's bring in one of the leading aspirants for the gubernatorial poll. He is Dr. Obiora Okonkwo, who is also the chairman of the United Nigeria Airline. Welcome to Newsday, Dr. Okonkwo.
Thank you so much. I am happy to be here.
First, let me begin by asking you, because it will seem the ghost from the past has come haunting your party on the eve of your primaries. Can you clarify who is in charge of the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State? And how has that court judgment affected the primaries and the election in general in November for your party?
Well, thank you so much. The Constitution, the law, obviously is very clear on this matter. On all issues relating to the primaries and Congress, it's an exclusive affair of National Working Committee of the party, who normally will send a panel and the electoral team to conduct the Congress and the primaries. So this is in no way of any impact to this process. So the process is going on continually and normal. Then as of who is in charge of the party, we have just one lineup of PDP leadership in Anambra State, which is led by Chief Ndubisi Nwobu. And this leadership has been long confirmed and reaffirmed by the court of the same jurisdiction and the level, which is declaring that Ndubisi Nwobu is the authentic chairman of the party. So, and this latest judgment, so-called in quote, obviously is questionable. And the good news is that our legal team is on it. The PDP National Secretariat is working hard to set the record straight with the court. And I hope down the line, with the writing being done, the result will be different. But so far, the party is operational, the party is alive, and everything is going on well as expected.
Okay, well, we'll carry on. Thank you for establishing that. Congratulations on putting yourself forward as the PDP.
Thank you.
As a PDP candidate. How stiff a competition are you anticipating on Saturday come the primaries? And then what makes you think, Dr. Okonkwo, that Anambra is ready for a change of guard from the stewardship of the popular ABGA? And what is the joker you spoke of having to tilt the scales in an earlier interview?
Well, yes, I am the joker actually.
Okay.
And PDP by now is the party the whole of people of Anambra people are waiting for. ABGA has proven that 16 years in power, they have tried their best, but their best yet is not enough in the challenging times we have. So, like the Bible says, that tree that does not produce fruit anymore should be cut, and thrown away. But I'm adding that ABGA should be uprooted because they're already fruitless. And as of me, yes, I'm the oldest member of the party among the aspirants since 1999. And I've been very close to the party leadership at all levels in the state. Being really a true party man is that person who is there for the party at all the times. And then I'm coming in also with a private sector experience, which is proven in other things that by the special grace of God we've been able to achieve in our own personal endeavor. I am one who believes that the private sector experience should be given a chance in governance. So it comes with prudence, it comes with courage, it comes with sense of purpose, result orientation, and all that. So these things put together, I really think that makes me the joker itself in PDP process. And besides, PDP doesn't need just that person who will win the primaries. They need that candidate who will run for the election, unify the party, and bring success to the party, and when elected, should be able to make Anambra a model state to the pride of the party and the people of Anambra State. So we are coming with all those things that are required, contained in our 10-point agenda, which we have made public in so many ways, and expecting that that in itself should be one of the reasons our people should consider voting us in the election. And besides that, you have 3 senatorial districts in Anambra State. I am from Central. Central has the highest number of registered voters in Anambra State. And out of that registered voters, 30% of them is domiciled in my federal constituency, Idemili North and South, which is, together we have about 600,000 registered voters. That is a great opportunity for PDP to raise a candidate from that part of Anambra State. Victory is assured without that.
I'm glad you brought up the issue of district geography, because when it comes to local politics and the Nigerian politics, you cannot but talk about zoning, the unwritten but very crucial factor when it comes to those politics. You're from Central, like you said, but there's a clamor for the South to have their turn this time around. And some members of your party, including some leading aspirants, have said it's the South or nothing. So do you think that zoning will work against you going into this primaries on Saturday?
No, not at all. For a typical PDP member in Anambra State, they don't think zoning, they think winning, they think victory. And politics, yes, it's local, but there is a tactics and strategy you must apply to win. And that tactics is getting a candidate from Central, which is an open flank. If I emerge as PDP candidate from Central, I will be the only candidate from a major party in PDP. But if you go to South, you already have, by default, APC will get their candidate out of there. YPP has candidate already emerged. ABGA is going South. Labour Party is in South. These 4 political parties will be locking their horns in South. And here will be with an open flank in Central. And from there, you just have to score a terrific goal that will break the net. So, obviously, I think you can only score from an open flank. And that flank today, as far as we go into this election, is Anambra Central. And politically, I'm very strong in that area. Recall that I was supposed to be in the Senate with PDP ticket. They chose me, the party, what has never happened in the history of the party. They came to me and said, you are the man we think that can win this for us. But since I already have my eyes on governorship, and I'm not that greedy, or I'm not just looking for power's sake, we had a deal that this Senate will pass. Let me get myself ready for governorship, with an understanding that when the time comes for governorship, that candidate I would have supported to run for Senate in Anambra Central will support me. Obviously, that's not what they are seeing now, but it's okay. It's only God who makes the king. So I think the will of God will be done.
Okay, Dr. Okonkwo, where other people see a disadvantage, you call it an opportunity. I just want to apologize for having elevated you to the status of a candidate. You're still an aspirant. So as an aspirant, you spoke of a 10-point agenda. Can you lay out at least 1 or 2 things you do differently in the areas of security in particular, and perhaps the health sector, and maybe even unemployment?
Well, security is a general problem in this country, but certain aspect of it being practiced locally in Anambra State has shown some magnificent result. If you come to my hometown, for instance, I've led a team to put up an unconventional security working together with the police. We brought crime and cultism almost to 0. And you cannot be talking about security in Anambra State or in the country without jobs, youth employment. Then that comes to the issue of creating opportunities for the youth. In my private sector, we've just been creating jobs. In the midst of all this difficulty, I've led a team that brought the first AOC, Air Operating Certificate, of any airline in Nigeria since post-COVID. It's a difficult time. We pulled it through. And ever since then, it's been expanding our route, employing and employing people. So we're going to do that. And if we continue to do that in a bigger platform, liaising and partnering with the private sector. And then if you come to the issue of health sector, we have programs for both primary, secondary, and tertiary health. I think that primary care must be accessible to everybody and they must be free. We're setting up reference hospitals in 3 senatorial districts. We already have a team of Nigerian successful medical doctors who have reached the peak of their career in the US. I'm in touch with them, and they're telling me, we have already set up our businesses. Our hospitals are being managed by our second-generation sons and daughters. They're in their early 60s, coming to 70, and they don't want to die without making an impact in their homeland.
Okay.
We have a deal that as soon as I pick the ticket, they will come down with us to work together, bring the resources, bring the expertise, train people, not only to make Anambra a health tourism state, but also train a lot of experts in Anambra that we should even export to overseas to work in so many countries from the healthcare. So if you're going to come to the secondary, obviously the tertiary will be enough to be making money that we should be putting into the primary healthcare. And obviously our government will be so transparent that we should attract also a whole lot of international partnership, counterpart funding that will enable us obviously make it more robust.
Okay, promises a lot of Anambrians would be holding you to, should you get that ticket as a PDP governorship candidate. But let me ask you two quick questions. First, for a lot of political analysts and political watchers of Anambra politics, they say no matter who emerges, it's going to be the clash of the titans. So specifically, let me ask you about the APC, one APC candidate, Soludo, former CBN governor. What are your chances against a candidate such as that, should he emerge? And secondly, let's talk about INEC offices being burnt across the Southeast, including Anambra, where the elections are holding, which you are aspiring to be a candidate. Do you think the people are really ready for this election?
Yes, I think so. INEC has continued to assure and reassure us that they're prepared for the election. It's unfortunate the premises and offices have been being burnt all over the state, Anambra inclusive, but they think they're working hard and they're not deterred. They'll find a way around it. And I think as of the aspirant you mentioned is actually of ABGA and not APC. Well,
yes,
I think that when I emerge, yes, no, that's fine. I think that when I emerge with the party ticket at hand, and that person emerges in ABGA, then I will have something to say. I don't want to go into shadow boxing because this exercise requires a lot of energy and strength. So I want to know who the ABGA candidate is, so that when I hit and box, it will go straight direct to the knockout point. But I really think that ABGA has not done anything to be worthy of like paying them again with another chance. They've had their chance for 16 years. They've used it. There's nothing much left for it. And whoever actually emerges from ABGA process will inherit the liability of a bad government, which the current governor of Anambra State has actually left for him. So the legacy he's bequeathing is just bad governance. And Anambra people are tired and fed up with that. They need a new life. They need a fresh air. They need a clean hand. And that person is more likely to be me.
Okay, I like your optimism. But let's continue along the area of insecurity. My colleague referenced the burning down of INEC offices. What will be your stance as concerns the secessionist group, IPOB in particular, and their ESN arm?
Well, you see, this IPOB, you see among them a whole lot of youths who have no job. If somebody is gainfully employed, if, for instance, they have opportunity like some other parts of the state have to be employed in CBN, in NMPC, where they have well-paid job that is earning them hundreds of thousands of dollars or millions of naira, they wouldn't be out there doing anything. So we're going to fight insecurity with jobs. We're going to take our kids out of street by training them, equipping them with the right skill to be who they want to be. You see those people, the team there, they're unhappy. They're not happy with insensitivity of the government, both from the federal to the state. It's an accumulation of failed governance, and they're taking it out on the society. Recall the NSAS. The NSAS was very sound. Their message was very clear. Our government claimed they've had it. They had them, but we want to see action. So when we come in, we're going to provide all these opportunities. I don't really believe in so much of shooting and killing of these guys. They're nice guys. They're good kids who have no opportunities. And I've seen, and we're interacting with the whole group of those boys in the street. Recently, my foundation has signed a partnership agreement, MOU, with Celestian Fathers of John Bosco. They have the highest technical institution, polytechnics around the world. The content is very clear, yes.
So wish you all the best in your primaries on Saturday.
Thank you
so much for coming on Newsday.